Little People, Big World has been a reality television show that has been a fan favorite for almost 20 years. The first episode of the series aired in 2006, and it depicted the extraordinary circumstances that the Roloff family was facing. Matt and Amy Roloff, who have since divorced, are individuals who let cameras from TLC inside their house in Oregon in order to film their day-to-day life. Zachary, Jeremy, Molly, and Jacob are the names of the 4 children that Matt and Amy have. Zach is the only one of the 4 that is a similar little person to his parents, at the same time as it educated viewers on the ins and outs of living as a small person. The show followed the Roloffs as they negotiated life in a society that catered to individuals of ordinary measurements. The youngsters in their formative years were the primary focus of the show. Nevertheless, once the children made the decision that they were no longer interested in filming, the narrative shifted its attention to Matt and Amy, as well as their new significant others, Karen Chandler and Chris Marek. The last episode of the 25th season of Little People, Big World, was shown on TLC on April 25th. However, the show did not make it clear whether or not it would be the final season. A number of Little People, Big World insiders have joined in, suggesting that the long-running series has finally come to an end. This is despite the fact that TLC has not yet commented on whether or not season 26 is currently in the works. Little People, Big World was discontinued after 25 seasons of airing, according to a source who spoke with In Touch. The source also stated that the most of the Roloffs were relieved that they were no longer shooting, with the exception of Matt Roloff, who was rumored to want to return for one more season. In a statement to the site, the insider stated, "Everyone else was done a long time ago." An other insider, who was interviewed by The Sun, asserted that Little People is finished. They intended to bring the performance to a close before moving on to the weddings. It has been a very long time coming. And source continued by saying, "It doesn't really have anything to do with the cast members," but added, "But many had been ready for it to be over and aren't too sad that it's come to an end." During an interview that took place in May 2024 with Entertainment Tonight, Matt disclosed that he had not yet received a call from officials at the network regarding the 26th season of Little People, Big World. Neither Matt nor Amy has discussed season 26, nor have they provided any indications that they have been filming behind the scenes in the past few months. According to reports, the Roloffs' choice to refrain from airing their dirty laundry was a contributing factor in the decision to quit shooting. The conflict that Matt had with his twin boys, Jeremy and Zach, about the acquisition of the family land became a recurrent plot point. Zach referred to his departure from reality television as a tough decision, indicating that he no longer desired for the conflict between his father and son to be known to the general public. In the beginning of this year, Tori and Zach Roloff made the formal announcement that they would be departing Little People, Big World, which left viewers wondering about the future of the program. In an episode of the Raising Heights podcast, Tori and Zach gave their friends and listeners the following statement. "There were moments in reality TV that we loved and moments that we didn't. But overall, we're grateful to our crew and our producer, and we're excited for our next chapter." It was also reported by Tori and Zach that their eldest kid, Jackson, did not feel comfortable shooting for Little People, Big World, which was a factor that contributed to their decision to leave reality television. Ahead of the 25th season of Little People, Big World, viewers with keen eyes had noticed hints that the Roloffs were filming. In contrast, this year, it is not possible to say the same thing, which suggests that season 26 is not currently in the works. The tales of Amy, Matt, Karen, and Chris would be the primary focus of season 26, since none of the Roloffs' children or grandkids would be featured in the season. Little People, Big World listeners were concerned about whether or not the approaching wedding of Matt and Karen will be shown on the program, similar to how Amy and Chris' wedding was broadcast, but there has been no indication of an imminent wedding special. As a result of the lack of clarity, we are left wondering whether or not fans of Little People, Big World would be interested in watching another season of the program. Is there more to the story of the Roloffs, or did it come to a happy conclusion? There will be other episodes of Little People, Big World, but don't hold your breath for them. After the conclusion of the 25th season of the long-running series, Amy Roloff said that there were no future plans for new episodes of the show. She added that she was open regarding the future of the series. According to what Amy stated in a lengthy letter that she shared on Instagram on Tuesday, November 29th, "My family and I really needed to take a break during this time. In order to be a parent, you must teach your children to find their own way in life, and I am here to provide support for them while they endeavor to do so." Between the months of February and April, the most recent season of Little People, Big World was shown on TLC. Zach Roloff was the only one of his 4 brothers to continue filming the series, which had its debut in the year 2006. It was in 2018 that his twin brother, Jeremy Roloff, and his wife, Audrey, decided to leave the program. Around the same time, their younger sister, Molly Roloff, made the decision to live a private life with her husband, Joel Silvius. Jacob Roloff, the youngest of the Roloff siblings, continues to work as an assistant on Roloff Farms, but he has not been seen on camera since 2016. When things are difficult, it is especially important to remember to take each day as it comes, which is one of the lessons I've learned throughout my life. You never think you're going to make it through, but step by step, you do, Amy said in the description of the photo. "I am grateful to you for the love and support that you have shown to me over the course of these many years. For me, it is of the utmost impact." During an episode of their Raising Heights podcast that aired in February, Zach and Tori Roloff confirmed the news that they will eventually leave the production of the show. They had been hinting at this possibility for quite some time. All right, let's speak about the most obvious problem in the room. Are we going to bring Little People, Big World back into our lives? The subject was brought up by Tori, and Zach responded by saying that we are not. During the most recent cycle, we made that somewhat plain. However, I do not believe that it has been formally revealed to the public that we will not be returning to Little People, Big World, the photographer said. "We are finished here." Zach stated that the chapter had been adjourned and that they had made the decision to quit Little People, Big World for a variety of reasons. As the season progressed, Zach's relationship with his father, Matt Roloff, became increasingly distant. Due to the fact that the father of 4 has decided not to sell Roloff Farms to any of his children, Zach and Tori have maintained their distance from him. During the year 2021, fans were present to observe the negotiating process develop. However, it is not known when the conversations came to an end. After the pair purchased a property in Battle Ground, Washington. In the same year, rumors began to circulate that Roloff Farms was no longer a viable choice for Zach and Tori. The distance that existed between Zach and Matt continued to grow during season 25, when Matt worked with Amy to prepare a silent auction for the Dwarf Athletic Association of America. This event was a turning point in the relationship between the two. Amy answered to Matt's inquiry about whether or not she had received a response from Zach and Tori on their presence at the fundraiser one day before the event. Amy disclosed that they had other arrangements. Or did they intend to make additional preparations? In response, the author of Against All Odds expressed skepticism. "I believe that they made certain that they had a solid alibi." He made it clear that he was dissatisfied with the fact that Zach and Tori would not be there to show their support for Amy and the organization. "I believe that everyone has the right to determine their own priorities in life. I feel more sorrow for Amy than I do for myself." During a confessional, Matt said that he is somewhat accustomed to maintaining the space and the barrier between us. Therefore, it is up to them to decide whether or not they can have a different priority. You have no right to mourn about it. Little People, Big World is now on hiatus on TLC, which is a small cable television network.